What's goody, everybody? It's Full-Time Trip. We're back in the building. Arsenal 5, Sheffield United 0 at the Emirates Stadium. Nothing less than an ass whooping, baby. It was nothing less than an ass whooping at the Emirates, and you love to see it. This is what we needed. This is, again, the stat pattern game, man. We had to get up there, you know what I'm saying? Boring old Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Just somehow scoring more goals than all the Tottenhams, Uniteds, Liverpools, and stuff like that. It's a crazy time, you know what I'm saying? When we're just playing just so dead, unenergetic football, and we're still scoring these types of goals, and we're keeping pace with some of these teams who are just, leagues above in terms of, more actual, exciting play. But outside of that, man, it was a good performance today, man. Dominating as usual. First half, I feel like we could have, definitely scored more. It could have been like an 8 or 9-0 game, in my opinion. But again, just a little discombobulations in the final third and the first half just kind of kept things a little bit apart. But we had a goal to separate the sides. Eddie Nketiah came through in the 28th minute. Hat-trick hero came through with 2 more in the 50th, and a crazy goal to complete his hat trick at the 60th minute. We also had a Fabio Vieira pen that he worked for that he converted in the 88th, and a wonderful goal from Tomiyasu, assist by El Neni. You know what I'm saying? It's just smiles out here. It feels good today, man. Listen. Again, I know people on Twitter and on social media and other platforms, we like to run agendas a lot. We like to try and predict the future. We like to do a lot of things. And I got to take a card out of some people who've been talking on Twitter's book to try and just like keep things a bit more contained. Let's just take a deep breath. A lot of things can happen with this Arsenal team, and we want to brace ourselves as much as possible. But today we won. Today it was a great performance. Today everybody was pretty much on job. Today was solid stuff from, again, everybody across the board. Clean sheet at home, wonderful score line. It boosted the goal difference. Like, what more can we ask for? Again, like, we have to beat what's in front of us, and again, it's Sheffield. But certain people, couldn't score hat tricks against Sheffield, but others can. Rashford. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm telling you is we just got to be happy about stuff like this, man. We got to enjoy the wins, and we got to enjoy the process and the ride that we're on. And today was a much needed, like, we had to put somebody to the sword, and I'm glad we finally did it this season, like, for real. I think PSV was one also, but like in the league, this is one that we had to really get off the mark, and I'm glad we showed that capacity today. And even with a rotated squad, so to speak, even with again a squad that again didn't have Odegaard didn't play a minute today. Again, no Gabriel Jesus due to some of the injuries. I'm glad that we had that level of rotation. Kibio was in there. Gabriel didn't play as well, just for minutes rotation wise. There was again just a different lineup. But I think the difference between last season and this season, even more so, is that the people pushing towards those starting spots and just on the outside of the starting 11. I think we have the quality to replicate or at least maintain how we play with those inclusions and with those rotations. So again, as we get closer, you see the likes of Fabio Vieira. Emil Smith-Rowe had his cameo today, a start, after a long time out, and I think he put in a decent shift. Still some things to go, a little bit of rust, but still looks like he's pressing, pressing to get a starting spot. Kiwior, again, super smooth on the ball. Like, just, there's really good stuff today. In the absence of Gabriel Jesus, again, Nketiah comes up big. Like, these are things we can't discredit. While, again, it isn't as fast-paced, the level of, again, control that we exert in these games is wonderful, and I'm just glad that control was also paired with the ability just to execute when we're in the final third, when it finally came through in the second half. Again, I would have loved to have been like 10 million goals against Sheffield, but beggars can't be choosers. But we still got 5. We still got a solid 5 goals, a dominating performance, a smooth day out, and that's all you can ask for, man. That's all I got, man. It's just let's be positive today. I don't even have no crazy, no crazy thoughts or conceptions about the game. It was just a solid day out. Let me run through some of these player performances really quickly. David Raya, I'm going to give probably an 8 today. Again, nothing much to do because of the level of control that we had, but his distribution was good, was calm, claimed a lot of really good crosses. Was a confident performance today. Not much I can say, but that was good. That was good. Again, Sheffield is Sheffield, but outside of that, you still have to play, with whatever competition was in front of you, and Raya did that today to a T. I give him an 8. Ben White, I'm going to give an 8.5. Again, I'll give an 8.5. I'm sorry. I think he was still really, really good today, and just the consistency. He's, again, probably in terms of consistency, him and Declan Rice this season have been our most consistent performers, in my opinion. Just does all of his duties like to a T. And again, he finally got some rest. We tanked God, he got some rest today. He got taken off at like 60, 65. But still, from what he did, just cut out everything, especially from the air. Aerially today, I think he was very good. Again, and bringing like stuff down from that from his side. And again, just helping snuff out some attacks from Sheffield. But I think a good performance from him today. Both William Saliba and Jacob Kiwior, I'm going to give 8s. I think both of them were very, very good in defensive transition. Again, just recycling the ball. A lot of movements too. Like, and they weren't afraid to take those next couple of steps forward and move the play. Like, again, there was a sequence where Saliba was like, he was kind of like he saw a little space, you know what I'm saying, just like for a half second, weave to the left and kickstarted basically our counterattack by himself. So I just love that our center backs are not afraid to be on the ball and are again, they have license and incentive to drive up the field when they see the opportunity to. So wonderful stuff. Really enjoyed the cameo from Jacob Kiwior as well. Guy's so good on the ball, and he's gonna be pressing. I think he is pressing for a starting spot as well, and I feel like I'm way more comfortable with seeing more of him this season than other center backs that were at the club last season. I think the depth has been really good. Zinchenko, I'll give a 7 today. I feel like the only criticism I can give for Zinchenko, sometimes there were some like forced passes. Like again, he's trying to go for the dangerous pass, and I don't necessarily fault him for that, but there were some times where there was either a unnecessary foul, or again probably like a pass that maybe didn't need to go as quickly, or maybe a bit gung-ho, so to speak. Again, like there are probably safer options to like rotate the ball, and we would have been in a good position to move the ball forward instead of him trying to cut through lines. But again, sometimes it's risk reward. It just didn't come off as much today. But 7 from Zinchenko. Not even mad at it. I'm giving a 7 to Kai Havertz as well today. Again, I think he put in a really good shift. Unlucky for some things not to fall his way, but covering that right hand side, I feel like he did good to put a body in there and advancing the ball. I feel like it was much more comfortable for him today. Again, we're gonna see him take huge steps forward, in my opinion, in the next couple of months. As he has, more time to suss out where it is. I think him at the 9, him getting some cameos at the 9, or being able to drop in more centrally to certain regards and kind of latch onto the ball from other runners would be great. But that time will tell. But I think it was a solid performance for him today. Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm going to give I'll say a 7 as well. I think he was a little bit rusty coming back in, but again, just the work rate didn't really stop the pressing, and again at times he was leading that press, kind of go straight for the goalie in certain regards. That was very good as well, so I can't fault him for that. Really good performance. Glad to see him back, and assist as well. He's on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, what more can you ask for? The Halo and Boys is back. We rocking, man. You can't say anything more than what a good job and what a good cameo from him again. Nice stuff from him. And I skipped to go back over to give Declan Rice a 9 today. This guy, oh, bro. I don't think y'all get it. I don't think y'all get like how crazy it is, like how good this guy is in almost every phase of play. Today, I want to focus on one thing: his passing into the final third of Sheffield United's box. That's where I want to focus on. There were so many incisive ground passes. There were so many lofted passes. Again, I saw one that went to Tomiyasu that didn't quite go. Like there were so many great passes. The first assist for Nketiah's goal. You know what I'm saying? That ball in, again, it might have taken a deflection, it might have not, but the idea to make that disguised pass in and of itself, that's just pure ingenuity. This guy does it all, bro. He does it all. And it's just ridiculous to see it in real time, bro. He's an absolute floor general, worth his weight in gold. I'll say it once, gold. 9 today. Wonderful, man. Bukayo Saka got an assist on the board today. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. Again, I think he got, again, he was getting really good. The better of the exchanges on his side. Again, he was getting through, he was finding people, he was doing his thing. Not much more than I can say. A solid performance. He got more GA on the board. Again, you might not see him the whole game, but when he's going to receive the ball, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that might have also played a part of it too, with, again, Odegaard maybe not in the side for it. He's able to receive the ball a lot more often and carry things up, because I feel like sometimes Odegaard will get the ball in like either, I guess the opportunity for Saka to receive it maybe a little bit deeper, or, like not have as that much interference of receiving the ball on the right hand side, because Odegaard, I feel like, tends to, again, pick it up and try and run into space and close the distance between him and Saka before he passes it off. That was there. That was a different dynamic today. So I think he was again, he had a good game. 7.5 I give him. Martinelli, I don't know if he got a goal. I don't know if he got an assist this game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I still think he had a good shift out. He was doing his damn thing. I'm sorry, he was again very, very incisive. He was very, very again just attack minded. He was getting the better of his defenders a whole hell of a lot. Bogle didn't know what to do with him. Bogle didn't know what to do with damn near anybody on that. I ain't gonna lie to you, son. But it is what it was. Like it was a very good performance from him as well. But my man of the match, with a solid 9.5, is Eddie Nketiah, man. Hat-trick hero. What more can you say? Again, this is the a thing that I kind of realized this week, and people online were tweeting about it too. And it's like, with the level of limited minutes that he plays, you know what I'm saying, the ability to come out and be your best self on a limited number of minutes for a multitude of seasons, that's hard. That's hard to just stomach, you know what I mean? But this guy always keeps going. He always, again, like tries to fight through and make things happen. Today he was, again, dropping deep, receiving the ball in certain zones. Again, when the game was a little bit more, I guess, just shifty, a little bit stalematy, again, he came deep. You know what I'm saying? He dropped deeper to, again, help out the play and help move things through, which I haven't seen the most of from Eddie in previous games. I feel like I saw it. That was like something I noticed a lot more. I feel like, again, whether that was direct instruction or not, it was a welcome change. It was something that I like to see from him. And again, when it comes to being a finisher, Eddie has so much potential to be such a great finisher, and he showed it today, man. Inside the box, we already knew he's a poacher. Absolute bagsman inside the box. He gets it done. And was a wonderful touch in from the Declan Rice pass on the first goal. Touch, bang, good. Wonderful goal. Second goal as well. He pounced off an opportunity. You'll see it as the ball's coming through inside the box. Finish. Again, when he's on job and he's determined like that, he's gonna make something happen, man. I like. It's sometimes it's hit or miss. With every player, sometimes it's hit or miss. Well, for most of them, you know what I'm saying? Except for like Declan Rice, probably. But, you know, like sometimes they're going to be on, and sometimes they're not going to be on. But like, yo, you got to keep backing these guys, because we have potential to pick up the slack and still have an impact, you know, in certain areas, man. You just gotta, again, at the end of the day, people have their opinions, people have their own backstories and stuff. Even I do, you know what I'm saying? But we got to back the people who step on the pitch for us, every last one, to a man, and not try and make up a narrative of, oh, this, that, and the third, XYZ. He stepped on the pitch for us today. He scored a hat trick. That's all I can ask of him, and more. He helped win us the game. You know what I'm saying? So you got to show love to Eddie, bro. Great performance today. And again, I didn't even mention that damn banger he scored for the third. Again, just one step, boom, gone. Like, he has that in his locker, bro. He can be so impactful for us, and I hope he kicks on. I want him to kick on and be consistent with the level of just activity and involvement. Again, not just the GA, but just how involved he was in the play. He was able to drop deep and make certain things happen and just build up a little bit more. And when it's the time to strike, be as clinical as you possibly can be. That was a wonderful performance from Eddie today. Subs, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna give all my subs 8s. Just to, again, be consistent. Shout out to Tomiyasu with a goal, baby. We love to see it. Tomiyasu is such an underrated, again, player this season. I feel like everybody's starting to realize it more and more. He hasn't really put a foot wrong too much this season. From left back, from center back, from right back, has been absolutely lights out, man. Again, another player who recovered from a serious injury, making things happen at Arsenal. You love to see it. Yeah, Tomiyasu, wonderful stuff today. Leandro Trossard was giving Bogle hell. Every defender on that side hell. He was jumping over the ball. He was frolicking. My man was frolicking. He was just chilling, doing his thing. Like, wonderful performance from him today too. I like that. Fabio Vieira to win that penalty and to sink it like that. Again, absolute killer. Again, we know he's a final third demon. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make things happen in and around the box, and you know what I'm saying, he made his meal and he finished it too. So shouts to him for that. Reece Nelson, really good efforts just to, again, just be like more aggressive. Honestly, the physical aggressiveness of Reece Nelson was something that stuck out to me today from his cameo. Like, he was getting stuck into the challenges, like not necessarily aerial duels, but just like, again, balls coming in from the air. He was getting stuck into those challenges as well, and trying to latch onto them. Good stuff from him. And Mohamed El-Neni assist. What more do we want? What more do we want, man? Cherry on top, man. Shout out to El-Neni. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy. You know, it's just a good day. And of course, Mikel Arteta, I'm going to give a 9 today. What more can you ask for? Rotated the subs, gave rest when rest was needed to Ben White, to Bukayo Saka, to Martinelli when it was required. Gave more cameos. He started ESR. You know what I'm saying? Started Kibior, which I think was a good inclusion as well. Just really good. It came out. We controlled the game. There wasn't really any threat coming from Sheffield's side, and this was a prototypical lashing that we needed to give out in the Premier League. 100% really good performance. I enjoyed it. My weekend is set, and now I can laugh at Chelsea. Look at those bums. Did all that. Did your best performance ever just to get cooked again by Brentford 3 times in a row at your own stadium. All right, it's not a video about them, but still, it's funny. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below about the performance today, our form. What are we looking at next? Midweek, I think we have Sevilla at home in the Champions League, so back-to-back Sevilla matches in the UCL for that. Next up after that, I believe it's Newcastle on November 4th. So big games ahead, but we have very, very much earned this momentum booster going into that fixture period. So shout outs to y'all. I appreciate y'all for the, you know, for rocking with your boy. You know what I'm saying? More content is definitely coming. We got more coming for y'all, man. And as the Arsenal roll on, you best believe I'm gonna be here. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're gonna catch you probably for the midweek game for the UCL. It might be a cup game, I'm not sure, actually off the top of my head. Whatever, the next game, we gonna be there. I'll catch y'all. This has been Full Time Trip, but we out of time, and I'll catch you later. COYG!